Nobody buys a 7-seater people carrier because they want one. They buy one because they need one. And so goes the theory of dozens of opinionated car reviewers. Whether that's true or not, Ford listened up and built this, the S-Max. What we have here is a 7-seater that its makers want you to believe is as sleek and as desirable as a sporty saloon, with handling to match. That might sound far-fetched, but the first generation S-Max was a bit of a revelation in this class, so we've got high hopes for this new model. New it is too, based on the new platform of the Ford Mondeo, although the styling is little more than a mild refresh. Boot space is good. It's a decent size with a flat loading lip, square, big opening, and there's enough room for our baby buggy and some bags. It's versatile too. If you want a van, you just fold down the rear seats, or for a bus, lift the third row chairs out of the floor. The one-touch folding system for these seats is an improvement over the old model. However, getting in still requires clambering through quite a narrow gap. And once here, there's not as much room as a Seat Alhambra or Ford Galaxy, so it's really only suitable for short journeys or children. We like that you get 3 proper individual seats in the back here that all slide and recline to make the children behind you even more squished. Plus, they each have Isofix mounting points, which means you can fit 3 child seats side by side safely. Our biggest gripe with the S-Max is the same that relates to all latest Ford models, and it concerns information overload. There's just so much of it being thrown at you, much of which is also fiddly to access, whether it's by the dials here or the central touchscreen. Its saving grace, however, is there's plenty of adjustment in the seat and also the steering wheel to find a comfortable driving position, and considering it's a huge 7-seater, visibility is actually really good. There's also loads of storage space for all those toys, sweet wrappers and drinks bottles. It's on the move that the S-Max really begins to make its case. It has excellent steering, very little lean in the corners, and overall is actually really quite enjoyable to drive. Whether you go for the manual or auto, both are excellent choices. As for engines, Ford offers a 1.5 litre petrol or a 2 litre petrol, but most will likely go for the 2 litre diesel, which comes in 3 power guises. We recommend the 148 brake horsepower, as this has the perfect balance of economy and pulling power. None, though, are as economical as some of the S-Max rivals, where cars such as the Citroën Grand C4 Picasso and Vauxhall Zafira Tourer are returning more than 70 miles per gallon in official tests. The Ford could only manage about 55. In the real world, we've been getting between 37 and 38 miles per gallon. So if you're expecting in the region of 40, you won't be disappointed. Nor will you have any problems with comfort, because the S-Max does a great job of soaking up the lumps and bumps of the road and protecting you from the worst of the wind and road noise. In fact, we think it's so good as standard, it's not worth paying for the adaptive suspension or variable steering options. We do need to offer a word of caution when it comes to reliability, because the previous generation S-Max was slightly below industry average, and the warranty for 3 years and 60,000 miles is distinctly bog standard. Renault, for example, offers 4 years, and Kia offers 7 years on its 7-seater Karens. As it's a Ford, you should also expect to haggle more than £1,000 off the list price, bringing it in line with rivals. Insurance and servicing costs are competitive, and the S-Max holds its value pretty well. Throw in some solid safety credentials, including some of the latest technology, such as radar-based collision warning system, and you've got a solid family car. Okay, some of the rivals may offer more space, but none will be quite as enjoyable to drive. Don't go anywhere before you make up your mind. Check out the Telegraph Cars website to read in-depth reviews of other new cars on the market by clicking here, and don't forget to subscribe to the Telegraph Cars YouTube channel by clicking here.